The first thing we're going to do today is learn how to factor. We're going to review what we learned yesterday. That is, first we want to take out the GCF, and then we want to get our quadratic equation, so it's ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is equal to 1. And then we want to determine what factors of c, that is, what numbers that multiply up to c also add up to b. And then from there we want to make two equations, and then we're going to recombine those two equations by FOILing, and then determine if that is equal to what we started with, which is the ax squared plus bx plus c. So now let's look at an example. Alright, so now we're going to look at an example, and we're going to have 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. So first we're going to factor out that GCF, which in this case the GCF of 2, 2, and 12 would just be 2. So when we factor out that 2, we're going to just have x squared, and we're just going to have x, and then a minus 6. So now we're going to factor out this binomial. So we're still going to have a 2 down here, and now we got to figure out what factors of c, that is c is equal to negative 6, add up to b, which is equal to 1. So by looking at negative 6, we know we're going to have an x minus and an x plus, because in order to get a negative, we have to multiply by one negative and one positive. And then 3 and 2 are both a factor of 6. But if you add 3 and 2, they actually equal 5. But then if you add a positive 3 to a negative 2, that will give you the b is equal to 1, where your b value is 1 because you have the coefficient of 1 in front of this x term. So then we are going to FOIL in order to check. So we're going to keep that 2 out here, and then we're going to have an x squared. That's our first term, so x times x is x squared. And then your outside terms, which will be the 3 and x. And then inside is 2x. And then you end with a 6. And we're going to double check that by distributing the 2 back in. And when we distribute the 2 back in, we get 2x squared plus 6x, because these equal to we're going to add these two terms, so this is just going to be equal to x. And then when we distribute, we're going to have 2x squared plus 2x, because 2 times the x, and then 2 times the 6 is going to give you 2 plus 2x, and then we're going to end with the minus 12. So that shows you that this equals what we started with. So the correct way to factor would be this in the middle here, where 2 times x minus 2 times x plus 3 is 2x squared plus 2x minus 12 completely.